the Holy Stone Mercury 3, also known as the HS230. Love the fact this comes with a little file of facts with coloured tabs and things to make notes. I think that's a real touch of class and quite fun. Moving on into the drone, it's a brushed motor sort of toy quad with a controller with a built-in rechargeable LiPo battery in with a lossy connector, which is quite handy and quite neat. As you can see, there's a built-in FPV screen to view this wonderful camera, which sends a 5.8 gigahertz signal to goggles or the built-in screen via this really good camera unit. It just slots in. It's got an SD recorder on board as well. The camera's not tiltable, sadly, but hey, can't have everything. Unfortunately, this drone is altitude hold, so it doesn't teach you that much. I suppose they're trying to cover all bases. There's the lossy that came with the actual controller originally. 3 batteries are supplied with this particular one. Flies stable enough. Couldn't figure out how to calibrate it at first, and then we decided to read instructions. Had a couple of line of sight flights, and it seems fairly stable. Should be with altitude hold, I guess. Looks like they've tried to really sort of cover all bases. So as a beginner, you've got altitude hold and a slow rate. There's, I think, 2 other rates leading up to quite rakish, but the camera doesn't move, so if you're going to use FPV with it, then you might not get the best. But yeah, moving back to where I was saying, trying to cover all bases, this thing has altitude hold, 3 speed rates, and also headless. So for a beginner, you could use this quite readily, and then step up to trying FPV with the screen, having mastered everything else. Obviously doesn't teach you throttle control. I did actually think the camera was quite poor through the goggles originally. There's a lot of distorted light through the propellers, but looking back at the images, it's not that bad. Okay, it's no cine whoop, but it is very clear. And later on, there's some flights where we change venues and we try a distance test, and I actually made around 75 metres, which I believe is about 250 feet. And the image was crystal clear. I mean, I've got small VR 006, really cheap, small goggles, and it was absolutely fine. And the video footage on the SD card, perfect, obviously, because there's no interference. So all in all, a really good introduction into A, drones, and B, a foot in the water or toe in the water for FPV for someone. This is a very expensive drone, brand new. I believe it retails for a brushed beginner's quad at around £140 on Amazon when available. This was a second-hand eBay buy. I mentioned the 3 batteries. The only thing I'll say is the term mixed bag comes to mind. It's great that it has a lossy connector for the controller. It's great that it came with 3 batteries, but they actually charge through the tiniest 2-pin port for really the tiny beginner helicopter stuff, which was kind of strange. That was weird. The headless mode on the controller was weird, but the controller itself is just so cool with that screen built in. That's such a good touch, making it feel, along with the file of facts, like quite a classy purchase. I am easily pleased, eh? But yeah, altitude hold, beginner's drone that gives you a toe in the water for FPV. Definitely ticks all the boxes there. Like and subscribe. Keep watching. There's plenty more footage. We do have a good couple of trips on it. Not sure whether we'll continue with it, quite simply because I think we need to try a bit less assisted flying. So no altitude hold and stuff. But I'm sitting on the fence on that one still. Other drones coming up. I've repaired the M80S, which I really wanted back in the air. That was really suiting me as far as FPV went. And there's quite a few other reviews, like Sky Vipers and things we've done recently. So watch out for them too. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Here's that FPV distance test. I've nearly yattered on all of it. Might as well carry on then. Yeah, what else can I say? The batteries are 850 milliamp single cells with a proprietary connector that slots straight in from the underneath. They give about 7-8 minutes of flight time, which is more than adequate for this particular drone. There's quite a few trips up and down we do on these FPV journeys here. And as I say, I gave the camera a hard time. I guess through the goggles there is a bit of breakup and stuff, but obviously having the benefit of an SD card recording as well on that slot-in camera unit, it's just an excellent way to record the flights. And it's a shame it's not got the altitude hold that could be switched off as well. It really almost would be a complete package then, and maybe a slightly tiltable camera so you could increase your speed rates a bit. As you fly it round, because in rate 3 it can go. As I say, we did the distance test here on this particular park, and we did get 75 metres, which was around 250 feet. I was astonished. With just some Earsheen single antenna goggles. I think JJC's got the 008s on, and I've got the 006s, which are tiny box things. Very impressed. As I say, sitting on the fence regarding whether or not we keep it. It could do with a bit more throttle management sort of training, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes. Like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your comments below.